Pow! He's out. Oh my goodness. Hail Kingdom! Today in Outer Worlds 2 I will show you pretty fun build how you can jumpstart as Sniper. It will be full level 30 build, as always without any spoilers, where I will explain what skills you need, how to combine them with perks, and some basic equipment setup. And that's what you may expect from this build. We are detected, so it's not stealth attack. Pow! He's out. Pow! He's out. Yeah, just like that, you will be able to deal with any enemy you see in the game. Oh my goodness. If you want to destroy everyone before they even see you, well, first of all you need to finish tutorial, of course. And it completely doesn't matter what you picked before, because now you can respect your character and start making build. This sniper build will specialize in basic aggressive combat. So we're not going to be stealthy. You can, but don't have to. When you're just starting out, there's two traits you want to look for. It's brilliant and lucky. Although if you pick two traits at the same time, you need to get negative traits. Abrasive will lock you from getting a reputation with any factions. It's actually pretty bad for our playthrough, because you may not experience loads of fun stuff. Sickly will remove your base health, so it's pretty easy to just pick this up, since we're fighting from a long distance anyway, but against the bosses you will fight in smaller areas in most cases. That's why this build is so good, because you're not relying only on stealth. You can actually fight bosses in almost close combat, so this will be a good pick, but you can pick even Dump. It will force us to lock 5 out of 12 available skills, and you won't be able to allocate points in these skills. Our build will be pretty focused, so it's not a problem for us, therefore we can pick Dump easily. If you pick the Dump, you will need to block 5 skills, and that's what I will block. Explosives, I don't care about those. Definitely we're blocking melee, since we are sniper, we will stand in a long range. And leadership, we don't care about our companions a lot. Now, before we block next skills, we need to understand what we're building for. What is our main skills? And we will be leveling guns and observation as our main skills. Guns will increase damage with guns, so it's pretty straightforward, and observation will increase weak spot damage, which will increase damage when we headshot with sniper rifle and stuff like that. At the same time, we will increase our damage with speech a little bit. Another damage amplificator will be engineering. It also will give us ability to enter some locked doors or open closed elevators, stuff like that. So it's useful for exploration at the same time. But hack and lockpick is not most important for us. Still, you want to use one of them to hack consoles, to open the doors, or to open the doors with lockpicks. And also it will help us generate a little bit of bits, basically money in this game, in early game. Therefore, you need to pick one of those. I like to keep hack, so I will block lockpicks. And also I like to block medical, because we are playing in a range, we're not getting hit a lot by enemies, therefore it's pretty easy to never heal or almost never heal when you're playing as sniper. If you like to keep lockpick, maybe for just few points, if you want to pickpocket enemies, then you can remove science or sneak, and it will depend on your play style. So science is pretty good if you're making your weapons and upgrading them with some plasma damage that will amplify fire buildup and stuff like that. However, it's not super important, you can actually live without science, and same goes for sneak. So if you're kinda playing stealth archer style, you can even spec this build into sneak more and play a super silent assassin, but I like to play aggressive with it, so I can even block lockpick and feel fine. But anyway, if you're not blocking skills, maybe you're not picking dump, it's also fine. We want to specialize in 3 skills, since we picked brilliant trait. And that skills I specialize in. Guns for range attack damage, pretty self-explanatory. Hack for early beat generation, and honestly we just need at least 2 points in hack, and that's it for majority of the game. And also we get an observation or speech, so it's up to you. Observation is better for combat, speech is better for non-combat situations, but also it's nice even for basic combat situations against humans, because it will raise damage against humans. Therefore, let's jump into the planet and see what stuff initially we should have. You will unlock skill points every level. But perk points are a lot more valuable because we will get only 15 of them throughout the game. And that's our bulk of the build. So you can basically just copy these perks, pick them on your way, and build will be ready. But to actually improve your experience, you need to follow correct order. Some perks won't be available from the get-go, some will require you to have different skills leveled first, and I like to start the game by generating a little bit of bits. Therefore, we start by getting at least 1 point in observation and engineering. It will help us just in the beginning. The first perks we will take is Treasure Hunter, which will give us better loot from boxes all over the world. That's why we need at least 1 point in observation. Then we're getting Restricted Access and Bit Transfer. That will be available only after we learn Restricted Access. So that's our initial perk combination just to generate more bits. After arriving into first town, that's basically how we can start generating our bits. This bounty board, there's a bunch across the town I guess, but I use only this one, near Sheriff Station. With our perk combination we get this bit transfer from a linked account option. So every now and then we can come close and transfer from different accounts. Depending on our hack level, we actually will unlock more accounts. It will require bypass shunt, so I will use it and get a little bit of bits instantly. Pretty nice and reliable way to get some currency. After getting 7.2k experience, we can get back here and it will be recharged. So don't forget to visit these bounty boards and get your bits. If you don't like this combination, again you can go with lockpick instead of hack and pickpocket enemies, do stuff like that. So there's different ways how you can get currency. Now let's talk about our damaging part of the build, and basically our damage scales with different parts of our skills, not only with guns. Yes, investing in guns will give us 10% range damage increasement instantly, therefore it's super advisable to spend your points into guns every now and then, or at least 1 point per level. Maximum points is 20 into any skill, and guns is one of the skills that you want to actually max out. But not only guns will scale our damage. Coolest part that to scale our damage with guns, well, we need just 4 perks. The last perk will require us to level up guns to 20, so it's like mid-game perk, and it will require us to buy at least 11 more total perks. It's like mid-late game, but that's what we're getting for our guns. Sharpshooter, which require guns and observation, it will increase our sneak attack damage by 100%. Again, we're not scaling our sneak attack damage in this build, but that's nice bonus in some situations. Most importantly, we increase damage to far enemies and reduce damage to near enemies. Playstyle with this build is to basically stay away from enemies and shoot them. So Sharpshooter is our pick. At the same time, we're picking Trick Shot. Weak spot kills ricochet, dealing damage to nearby enemies. And that's super big. Whenever you headshot enemies in a battle, your shot will hit nearby enemies, and our rifle will become bazooka basically. It will deal kind of area of damage, which is pretty good. Of course, we're taking Crable Rancher to increase range damage and critical hit chance. And critical hit chance is something we actually want at least a little bit in our build. It will give us a range and damage and critical hit chance for marksman rifles, pistols and shotguns. So technically you can play this build not only with sniper rifle, you can use like pistol from a range, but most often we want marksman rifles, of course. We specialize in this like long range combat. And after acquiring Crable Rancher, we actually can unlock add-on Windage, which gives us increased range and weak spot damage for marksman rifles and sniper rifles. So this setup will require just few points into guns section. And while we slowly leveling up our guns to level 20 to unlock Lucky Strikes, which will increase critical damage bonus by 100% and also will make our sniper rifle as area of effect rifle if we deal critical hit and kill enemy, because it will deal a little bit of damage to nearby enemies. And if it's weak spot critical hit, oh, it's just juicy strikes. We need to pick a bunch of extra perks. One of them is Trophy Hunter to increase critical hit chance. It's just basic perk, it requires you nothing, so no skills at all. While leveling you want to increase your engineering to 5 points So I like to have around like 12 points in guns while I'm leveling engineering a little bit. At this point, we easily will get Tinkerer perk, and that's super great. It gives us plus 10% damage with modded weapons. And also it increases damage by 2.5% per engineering skill. But even before that, we can pick Space Ranger. It requires just 1 point into speech. Your speech skill also scales damage. Therefore, now you know always how we scale our skills. So it's speech skill, it's guns skill, and engineering skill. All of them is just raw damage. My basic setup is 20 points in guns, around 10 points into speech, and 10 points into engineering. It just works. And to pick these lucky strikes, as I told you, you need at least 11 points, 11 perks that is already purchased, and it's kinda up to you. You can actually pick Scrapper a lot earlier. It will give you a lot more additional crafting materials, which is pretty nice and useful perk, and it unlocks lucky strikes, and you can finish build as you like. So there's 3 perks available. Again, you can kinda change it to your preference. That's how we scale our damage. With guns, engineering, and speech, we get 20 points available, so you can actually max out engineering, you can max out speech. But if you want to completely roleplay as pure sniper, I like to have 8 points in observation. This unlocks Keen Observer perk, which increases weak spot damage by just 25%, but come on, it's fun. Also, it works when we crouch and not moving. So last 2 points, again, it's just quality of life. You can get Commander for extra equipment slot, or Sales Spender for more bit generation when you're selling items, or Face Reader for quality of life. You will gain damage against humans, and also you will see if you will reduce reputation with factions, so you will know how you roleplay basically. That's the full build, so you can screenshot this and then just see your perks, add favorites, and you will easily follow the build. Now for skills, again, that's basically like everything we need. You can go for engineering, speech for more damage, a lockpick if you like to pick using lockpicks, or just max out hack at 8 points at least, and then follow up with speech or engineering, depending on how you like to play. I like speech because it helps us to fix some situations. Now let's talk about weapons, armors a little bit. Early setup. For early setup you won't find sniper rifles super early on, so repeating rifle will work. You should already have it in your inventory, or it will just drop from random enemies super fast. This rifle is pretty good. What I suggest you to do to get like some goodies early on is to go into this farm field. That's like the location in the main town, and there will be a scarecrow. There will be a pitch ball card, but most importantly there will be a helmet. It's legendary helmet and pretty fun one, and we will use it to basically get everything we want from the game. Right now you should not have a charlatan trait, so you won't be able to lie to enemies. For example, with charlatan trait we can easily try to convince him that there's Sprots in his back room and he will go away. That's basically the time when he's not looking, and we can steal all the goodies from him, so we don't even need to sneak. But here's the fun stuff that you may do. So right now I'm detected because he's definitely see me, like 100%, and if I steal it, it will be bad basically. Actually, you can steal any item in the game, there's no problem, but you should not be detected while you're doing this. So what I will do, I will just equip this helmet, and after standing still for a few seconds, I won't be detected. So you see there's little icon on the bottom of the screen. This means I'm invincible, so I can steal any item just in front of him, and I don't even need to be crouched. We just need to see this icon, and this helmet is just insane. It kinda makes the game a little bit different. You see there's like, I would say, problems with navigation, but as you can guess, it's insanely powerful because you can get everything you like. So this will give you a bunch of bits early on, so you can buy everything you need from vendor machines. And to turn our repeating rifle into pretty crazy sniper rifle, we will need a bunch of mods. There will be different mods you will find in the game, and I will show you nice early game setup in the end of this video. But first of all, let's talk with this Mr. Chaudhry over here. We can take quest from him. Honestly, you don't even need to take this quest. This quest will force you to go up there. There's 2 ways. If you already got enough skill in engineering and also you want to wait a few seconds, then you can just repair this elevator. If you don't have engineering yet, then you can just jump upwards and follow this road. This will lead you to this platform and then up. So it's up to you how you can get there, and here there will be a guy who learn how to fly. Of course, it's a fantasy game, but humans never fly, so as you can guess, he will be just a crater in the dirt. Now we will accept one more quest and get Pale from him. Pale is passive ability, so from now on you will be able to double jump. And the quest is simple, you just need to jump on top of these platforms until you will find this item. So item Drive Overloader. Then we need to get even more on top and activate this panel. Since we picked Brilliant, we will be able to regulate platforms, then we will lower Harvester, and these guys will be happy. Also, they will give us nice item. It will be Monocular Target Finder, plus 10 weak spot damage, and that's again what we are stacking for in this build. Weak spot damage, critical hit chance, critical hit damage, stuff like that will work. So technically that's a nice start, but now let's work on our rifle. When you're working on a rifle and a workbench, going into mods section, or if you don't have any mods yet, you can buy them or craft them if you got recipes. There's different types of mods, like barrel, underbarrel, add-on optic, and so on. But what you need to know that every mod, while it may change something in your weapon, for example, charged burst will give you ability to charge your weapon, shooting multiple shots in a burst, and base damage is reduced. So while it can be good in certain situations, in most situations, well, it won't be super beneficial for you, because take a look at our damage. Right now it's 112, but with this stuff installed it will be 66. So you need to charge to shoot at least 3 bullets to go higher than our basic damage. And same goes for loads of different rounds and stuff like that. What I got installed Shock Barrel, because elemental damage is just pretty powerful in the game. However, it's also not important. I just had some fun, but even without Shock Barrel we can be completely fine. But what I suggest you to have is to have actually different rifles for different situations. For example, some enemies will be vulnerable to shock damage, therefore one rifle with shock damage, one pretty basic rifle with just physical damage, and if you're playing with at least some sort of stealth, maybe you actually like using stealth stuff, then you definitely want to have one sniper rifle with silencer. Every different modifier will also modify different bonuses. For example, with silencer we will get plus 250% stealth multiplier. So attacking from stealth into weak spot will give you insane bonus, it will combine, but again don't forget you're actually lowering your damage anyway. Without any mods this rifle will deal 160 damage, something like that. So even though we can have different damage types or different modifiers, if we lower our damage 2 times, well, this 250% stealth multiplier does not sound like insane buff for us. That's why, again, everything is pretty balanced, and don't just slam everything on your rifle. As you can see, I got completely free add-on slot right now on this, and this rifle will be great for early game, for mid game, stuff like that. Basically, this setup for any weapon. One type of elemental damage and sight. Because sight will increase our weak spot damage, therefore we will be able to stand still, hide and shoot. Pow! Enemies will be out. Or even allies, not always enemies. In the fight you want to hide behind your teammates and just play a sniper game, that's how you play it. That's the build for companion number 1, basically just toned tank, and that's the build for Valerie, just healing and little bit of buffing machine. I hope you enjoyed the video and you will have blast playing your sniper in Outer Worlds too. Make sure to watch other builds, maybe you want different playstyles, and see you in the next videos.